Hey guys, I'm back with another Childhammer devlog. If you don't know what Childhammer is, it's a game I've been working on where you swing a child into enemies and stuff. I didn't have very much at the moment and wasn't too sure where the game would take place. But I thought there could be like different areas with levels in them. And these are the areas that I came up with. I thought of a few different level ideas for most of them. For the levels, the idea is that they would each kind of have their own theme with different mechanics and stuff. An idea that I had was a level where you could like throw enemies into acid pools. I also want to make it so you can light things on fire. I wanted to add some more controls because right now you can only use the mouse to swing around the child. The child always had arms and legs, but he doesn't really use them. So I decided to make it so you're able to walk. His arms and legs can't really bend because currently he doesn't really have very many bones. I went and made another ragdoll and I threw it into Unity, and after a little while I got the child walking. I'm really not too sure what the purpose is of walking, but maybe I'll do something with it later. For the first area of the game, I made this guy that will shoot darts out of his mouth. I also tried making a mask for him and spent a little too long making it. It kind of looks like a gingerbread man. After doing that, I hung him up from a square. Then I made another enemy, which will shoot babies out of a cannon, and the baby will fall down. The only problem is that the code for the enemies is pretty bad. So here we have the enemy, and if we want to attack, we have to check if we're being alerted. And if we want to be alerted, we have to check if we're currently attacking. And then if we add something else like sleep, then we have to check if we're sleeping. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically we just have if statements everywhere. So I looked for ways to fix this and I found state machines. So I remade the enemy that hangs down and shoots at you, and I think it was a lot nicer than what I was doing before. We still need to make it so that the camera will follow the player. So I put together a quick camera that will do that. But yeah, I kind of messed up the cursor. But I was able to fix this by just making a fake cursor. At that point, I was kind of tired of working on the game. So I decided to take a break to figure out what I should do with it. It wasn't for about a month until I came back to work on the game, and the project was pretty messy. A lot of the code is pretty bad because when I started the project, my coding skills weren't very good. There was also some other stuff that was a little weird. It sounded a lot easier to move everything over to a new project than to go through everything and fix it. Also, when I would make the sprites for the game, I would just make them really big and scale them down to the size that I wanted, which isn't very good. I found a Unity blog on what resolutions to make your art, and I made the child ragdoll again. But this time I made his arms and legs thick, which should make him cuter and less like a stick man. It took me about 2 weeks to move almost everything over to the new project. The game was starting to look pretty good. But not very long ago, Unity decided to change their policies. If you didn't know, Unity is the game engine I've been using to make my games, and it's what I'm using to make Childhammer. Unity said that starting 2024, if your game reaches a certain threshold of installs and revenue, you start getting charged a fee of 20 cents for every install of your game. Which doesn't make much sense. I think the biggest problem with this new fee is probably tracking the installs. Unity said that they had tools to check for pirated copies of the game, and to check to see if it's the first install and stuff. But Unity hasn't really shared anything about these tools, and nobody knows if it's actually gonna work. This also shows that Unity will just change their policies like that without any warning. And it really doesn't look like things are gonna get any better. So I'm gonna be switching to Godot. I don't think it should take very long to learn. Thankfully, I never really got very far into development with Childhammer, so it shouldn't be very hard to move Childhammer into Godot. After I do that, I want to cook up some nice graphics, and I'll try and get things ready to start making levels. If you want to follow me with this game and you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter and join my Discord server. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.